me out here. Y'all know y'all need me out here. So let's get it. Pay homage, y'all rise to the honorable. Y'all know what I'm about to do. No alternative facts, homie, it's time for truth. No talent, I'm like, this gotta be some kind of spoof. But hip-hop never die, homie, I'm the proof. I'm Stephen King, boy, you Dr. Seuss. One of the illest, these suckers be in they feelings. Been getting busy since Jerome the bus was stealing. The game suffering, I come to do some healing. In the country where you'll get punished for kneeling. Standing up for your kind, they fast to give you a fine. Instead of dealing with the root of the problem, they ignore it while these officers are shooting and wilding. But for justice, I'ma rumble about mine. Feel like we in the days of no colors, allow signs. Gotta address the press, it's about time. Been the problem since Etch-a-Sketch, if you doubt, fine. I've been dope since the beginning. And Lance is a rap that's not about coke dealing and stripping. Classic flow, y'all hear the difference. I'm Fall City, they preschoolers. Lyrics still mad at dumb rappers, they need tutors. Winning as an indie since the industry refuses. Trying to turn our children into promethazine users and savages. Promoting music that's hazardous, truly blasphemous. They can use a better narrative. If you true, then you should clap for this. Shouldn't matter how many views and double taps I get or what my tax bracket is. For the art, tore them apart, I'm right back to biz. I'm sure you know the status, kid. Simply sensational compared to the greatest who ever done it. Who's next to run it? I'm clearly debatable. Real is who I cater to. Opposition isn't as nearly relatable. I want my spot, they taking two. When I dropped City in Crisis, y'all was quiet. Neglected my message, said I'm too righteous. Now everybody following suit. If you been out the loop, I started this trend. Where my salute? Gon' make it clear to you. I'm the people's choice in my area. Torch carrier, y'all break the net, I broke the barrier. Classic discography. Take a peek and see all the legends that follow me. Tell execs pass the salary, I'm ready for it. Every beat I'm speaking heavy on it. I pay my dues, give me the credit for it. Had of my time since 9-9, now they catching on it. I promise mama I'ma get my moment. It's time to own it, I've been patient. Since suicide and make it take it. I've been focused on showing the world I aim for greatness. Underground by making major statements, shaking up the regular order. Trailblazing like Drexler and Porter. Most don't wanna watch your movie to the climax. Hey, you wondering where your homies ill and out scratch. About to have the game open, these jokers wild whack. Your time's up, youngins, I'm back. Hey yo, they tryna build walls and cause negative energy. Many people starving and these laws don't represent for me. Waffle House and Starbucks should both receive a penalty. Till these issues get resolved, they won't get a cent from me. Yeah, go run and tell them, spread it across the nation. The LP for president, stop mass incarceration. Putting sanctions on whack rappers, banning all the hating. Wave red, black, and green flags in my inauguration.
Energizers. D, not C, D.
C energizers?
D, yeah. The D.
Hip hop junkie, I'ma let them know. Boombox in my hand, fresh head to toe. Ask me to turn my music down, I'ma tell them no. Radio Raheem, never letting go. Been addicted since a kid, playing pity pad. Red light, green light, feel us with the straps. TV tag, manhunt, y'all remember that? Great days, I do anything to get them back. No joke, I was attached on TV Rats, Fat 5 Freddy. I was on my way to hand and kicking rap lines heavy. Word for word, knew every verse, first to third. My mom let me watch the box so I don't work a nurse till the summer gone. Knew that music was my comfort zone. Years later, knew the game is where her son belonged. Notebook of rhymes, I stayed at it. God meant for me to get on the mic and make magic.
Learn to speak English first, alright? D.
How many you say?
20. For them, 20.
Honey.
What the fuck you?
Mama told me from the giddy up. Do it for the art, not just to get a buck. Through the years, many pairs giving up, saying they won't make it, cause paper don't come quick enough. But from this mission, I get a rush. Sky's the limit, ask me, they don't think big enough. I refuse to be a waste of talent. Never let them catch me sweating, staying vibrant. I had my mind on rocking the rain since DMC. Had them glasses and shell top Adidas. Ran the time, slick grip, was trying to man Mona Lisa. Lost my mind when I tried, dropped this song by Benita. And can I kick it, man? Listen, the album set the tone. Been addicted ever since, never left the mic alone. Music defines me, it's time they put me on. But if it doesn't happen, I'ma prosper on my own.
You alright, man. for them batteries, alright? 20D fucking batteries. Hey, wait, what's the date on?
King P's, I'm 4 for 4. Believe it's more in store, soon to go on tour. Red carpet treatment, more walls. I sit back and let them wonder, count before the storm. Mad hunger, splash brothers, I'm for sure to score. Clean stuff on, type you want to place your bet on. Look adversity in the face and take your head on. Links is dead wrong, act like the game don't need me pronto. Overlook me, underrate me, leave me out the convo. Like they don't see the following, still I keep it dobbying. Once I'm on the screen, they want to speak and high-five me then. Nah, I'm like try again, leeches will not get in. This for my believers, giving everything I got for them. Rooting for me when I was down in the show to happen. Hip-hop in the truest form, it's more than just rapping. Crowds applaud when I perform, aura attracts them. Since a pup I've been accustomed, born with the fashion.
The date, the fucking date. What? Can you hear? Can you fucking speak English? The date.
Date.
The marcher.
Marcher? Talking about March.
1991.
Oh, March. It's March, motherfucker. March. Yo, man, you sure that's 20? No, man. No. Take them out, man. Count them again.
What?
Count this shits again, man.
To be in love, she just called me to kick it and beat it up. Cause when it's difficult to trust, that only shows that she's scared of love. Good girl, bad situations. Can't see a future cause of past expectations. Sangria, relieving all the stress and partying every weekend. Free before 11, she what you call a diva, but her heart's a walking freezer. A woman scorned, so it's gonna be hard to please. Very ladylike, but she think just like a man, yeah, to play it tight. Know your role, take it light. Cause moving fast and rolling the front shit, bad luck in the past. She's cool on commitments, super bad, so she's used to attention. Own bag, no man, shorty's too independent. Even with that ultimate hustler style, she called me up to touch her and cuddle once in a while. Late night, at the club and hormones running all wild. We waking up with nothing on but a smile. She don't wanna be in love, she just called me to kick it and beat it up. Cause when it's difficult to trust, that only shows that she's scared of love. Good girl, bad situations. Can't see your future cause of past expectations. Can't picture happily ever after, cause trusting her significant other never captured. Always comparing her current to what the last was. In a relationship, that could be a hazard. All unnecessary nitpicking I avoid, so I have no choice but to get messy. Don't jump the gun, breathe and relax. Let's enjoy each other, keep it intact. We're not all the same, leave it at that. I'm not to blame for the pain caused by previous cats. Insecure to the fullest, you stay flipping. Don't say you ready when your actions say different. If we're a good look, why damage it? Sometimes you gotta let go, let God handle it. She don't wanna be in love, she just called me to kick it and beat it up. Difficult to trust, that only shows that she's scared of love.
I don't mean to give a hard time, but I find it hard believing that you're all mine. Can't put up with my nag and then that's all fine, but I would still love to have fun on my off time. I don't mean to give a hard time, but I find it hard believing that you're all mine. Can't put up with my nag and then that's all fine, but I would still love to have fun on my off time.
sick and tired. Look at how many people are inspired. First and foremost, thanks if you believe in me. Know for sure that pure support don't come easily. Where I'm from, I've been slept on frequently. So full of pride, choose to give me props secretly. When things was moving slow, they was standing by it. But now I'm soon to blow, things got rather quiet. Strangers embrace my greatness, friends and fam deny it. First to throw shade, but the last excited. I ain't saying since you know me that you have to buy it. If you ain't in my corner, don't be acting like it. The repercussions of winning. They hate you in the end for what they loved in the beginning. Maybe cause I'm me and speaking up against the system. Not doing things that said I caught your back to get attention. I pick up the vibes, I feel the tension. But I put the work in, so I deserve a pension. Said I'm a problem. The chef said I'm a problem. Camp Low, Slum Village said that I be bombing. Shout out to David Bannon, he be sending blessings constant. Deeper than rap, even Sinbad caught my album. Yet it's still in my city, I get overlooked. Threatened cause I get busy, yeah I know they shook. It's either fair and hate, that's my observation. Trying to block me, but my name's still in the conversation. Hip-hop the purest form, I epitomize. All over the world I got solidified. And they say it's full of weight when you be sitting high. I told y'all I was gonna make it, didn't I? Brotherly love, huh? I thought that was the ritual. So why y'all only showing up when it's political? A track about this topic, it was critical. I can't sit back and let y'all act like I'm invisible. They never really love you till you rusting below. With that said, I'm letting them know. Pay me my respect that you owe. Not only right, but I invested my loaf. Take a listen, your indefinite growth. Undeniable compositions is powerful. Connect with the folks on a different level. Staying on my J.O. never get to settle. These dollars contemplating if I fall short. Staying on my A game. Plan B's take you off course. It's all for a positive artist to rise in a time full of garbage. Purposely put genocide on the market. But to open up their eyes is my target. They sell good but never match it when it's time that they walk it. I'm holding fort. Plans on expanding, I won't abort. My passion helps me reach the masses on my own accord. Blood, sweat, and tears, I can show the source. I won't stress a bit, I'm heaven sent, I'm prone to score.
You are listening to the Most Slept On Radio Show, broadcasting live, WJYN 98.5 FM. If you like any additional information about tonight's show, guests, host, or to help fund the restoration of the historic Uptown Theater, please send an email to info@mostslepton.com, info@mostslepton.com. Now, back to our show with your host, Sam Malone, Sipping with Sammy on Most Slept On Radio.
Here you go. Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. This is Most Slept On Radio.
Hi, this is Linda Richardson, president of the Uptown.
No, you're good, man. Let's get it going.
This is Most Slept On Radio. It is after 7 p.m. It is before 9 p.m. and it is Wednesday, which means Most Slept On is in the Situation Room. Got Irv on the boards today.
Yes.
My guy. You know what I'm saying? Cousin is in the room.
What's up?
Kay is in the cut.
What's up, Kay?
Kay, you got a mic back there?
Hey,
What's happening with you?
I'm chilling.
Chilling. Shout out to Teef, man. I know Teef can't hear us, but he'll see
travel
us
gang.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
He on his travel gang tour. You know what I
He's
mean?
globe trotting right now.
He out there eating crawfish. You know what I'm saying? I'm jealous. The hate is real.
Living his best life.
Living his best life. He ain't going back and forth with Nathan. No hard R's. We got my guy Ellect in the building, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Chilling, man. Pleasure to be here.
Multi-talented as most of our Most Slept On guests are. That's what makes them Most Slept On, because even if you know about them, you don't really probably know about them. This guy wears a lot of hats. What do we say? Producer, educator, DJ, MC, what else?
Filmmaker,
photographer.
That's about it.
Yeah, keep him away from your ladies. What's going on with you, bro? How you doing tonight?
I'm great.
Good, man. So, as someone that wears 8 hats, where did it start? What was the first hat?
The first hat was being a student.
Okay.
A student of the game, hip hop, a student, in class, and just blending the two together ultimately got me to where I'm at right now.
Makes sense to me. What schools?
I went to Franklin and Marshall College for undergrad. I went to Arcadia University to get my master's, and I'm still there right now getting my doctorate.
And
educational leadership.
Dope. See, I like that, man. I like that. So you've been DJing since you was how old?
I've been DJing since I was 18. Parties at Franklin or Marshall College, whether it was all like the frats or all like basically the black parties, just keeping it lit.
I could dig it, man. I could dig it. That's wild though, because I always talk about how a lot of people that do multiple things, it comes out of necessity. A lot of the times it comes from wanting to do certain things and not having resources all of the time to be able to do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things take finances, a lot of things take connections,
right,
and equipment, things like that, which is financial. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head. I mean, especially when it comes to equipment, because I've always had the passion to DJ. I was always making mixtapes and mix CDs through like high school and even middle school. But then it wasn't until I got to Franklin or Marshall where I was able to join up with the radio station at the college and then use their equipment to then take it around to different parties and actually develop my skills as a DJ.
Which is dope. I actually, and I thought about it a little while ago when I started regularly doing radio, I was on a college radio station, actually by accident. A friend of mine was in communications. He had a show, and his co-host, I think, got an internship or a job or something, and she couldn't be there, and I wound up filling the slot. And I learned a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot that comes from those on-campus radio stations, and at a certain point, that was where hip-hop lived.
Right.
That was where you got to see the artists, and they would come through the college radio stations, and you would get the real music and the underground stuff and the early releases in the rawest form. It used to be like that. I don't know if it's still like that, but how was it for you when you were
That's
dealing
exactly
with it?
how it was for me. I mean, shout out to my homie Trady MC. It was through having a radio show that we ended up developing my company, Just Listen Entertainment, where the main focus is on music, because we both developed our skills as MC and as MCs and hip hop artists. While we were at the radio station, started developing our DJ skills, and then ended up having the necessity to make beats at that point. So then I was like, all right, so then I started producing and making beats, and then just the combination of all three, we really just started using that as the platform for everything that's going on today.
Yeah, but that's so hip-hop. That's what the culture is. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of times the generation before us didn't understand about why we stole so many things and why we messed up their records. And it comes from just being resourceful and making things out of what you love, but trying to build towards something that you couldn't attain before.
Exactly.
And I think it's dope. I commend you for taking the time to take each step to do each thing.
Appreciate it.
I've always wanted to probably DJ. I've never really taken the time out.
Yo, you be a hip decent DJ.
Think so?
I just know you be hype. So either a good hype man or definitely a good DJ. Like, I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
I can see you doing it.
You can see me doing it.
Definitely.
See, but DJing that's a real skill set. Like, you gotta
is.
read a room. Like, it's like comedy or something. Like, you
You
really
tall,
gotta.
so you can see right over the crowd.
I ain't that tall. Sheesh. But no, it's just certain things that I've always admired people for trying. Not because I didn't think I could do them, but just because I never even had the time to do certain things. And I know that it takes a lot of sacrifice to learn multiple different things and do them well.
Right, respect for DJs. It's a lot of work. We've been blessed to be around some of like real DJs, and like I could never like go call myself a DJ when I know the dedication that they've put in over the years and this. Like you really have to study it. I would feel like Wiz and Snoop when they DJ. Like I'm the rap guy DJ. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would feel. It would be like, well, that's Sam. That's not DJ whatever. Yeah, you gotta be like, I'm playing a playlist, or like I'm playing music, but like a DJ to be called a DJ, there should be like a board, like to be a lawyer you have to pass the bar, to be like a doctor you should there should be the same thing for DJs. Which brings up an interesting point because there's no checklist for anything anymore.
It's true.
I mean, when you look at comedians, when you look at artists, when you look at everything, like you don't have to know how to freestyle, you don't have to battle, you don't have to have a set image or anything to be an MC anymore. You don't even have to be an MC. Right. You know what I mean? Like they don't know what MC means. They don't want to be rappers anymore. They disqualify themselves from the conversation by saying they're not rappers.
Right. The standards changed.
You know what I mean?
Completely.
And it's the same with DJing. They've made the equipment so simplified that
too user friendly.
That it gets scary sometimes. You know what I mean? And respect to the OGs and the vets and those that carry crates. And I know it's not necessary anymore, but it was a pay your dues thing with every art form.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was in the era where we didn't have to carry crates of vinyl, but we were carrying bags and cases of CDs. That's for sure. Before MP3s was
remember your CD
like
books and CD collect. If somebody broke in your car, they took your CD book, man.
It's over.
Those was the times. I lost a car that had a Jordan briefcase in the trunk full of fire.
I'd have cried.
All exclusives. Oh my goodness. Was that for me? That music sounded perfect. But I was hurt. Seriously. But and I dig the shirt. I actually had that shirt. It's a great t-shirt. Yeah,
you peep what it's from?
Where is it from? I didn't know.
Michael
I just
Jackson's
liked it.
Beat It.
That's where it's from?
Yeah, when he's on the...
Alright, I could dig it. And it's crazy because I know where I bought it from. I just bought it because it went with the late for the evening.
Before he goes
this
out
back when I used to go
gangs and
shopping
chilling in the
the night of. You know what I mean? That was like the thing to do.
That's a
shopping
lifestyle.
Right before we got dressed. No, man, it was overrated. Trust me. You always had something at home you could have wore. Like that used to be the conversation the next day. Like, yo, you had something. Like, we just wanted to go to the mall. I don't know. That's part of the culture too, though. No.
Yeah.
No,
that's facts.
That's part of the culture too, right? I was inspired by the beginning of Juice when he was trying on all the different sneakers.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For his leg. Yeah, I still do that.
So I had to go cop these Jones.
Yeah, you fresh. I ain't dressed today. He fly. He got some things on his feet. But no, we're gonna go to a break for a minute, listen to some music, and we be right back at y'all in a minute, man. With my man Ellect, more and more slept on 98.5 FM.
At its best, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM, serving Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The opinions of this program are not the opinions of the station management or the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation.
You are listening to the most slept on radio show, broadcasting live, WJYN 98.5 FM. If you like any additional information about tonight's show, guests, host, or to help fund the restoration of the historic Uptown Theater, please send an email to info@mostslepton.com, info@mostslepton.com. Now, back to our show with your host, Sam Malone, Sipping with Sammy on Most Slept On Radio.
Hold on, but we gotta play this new Big Cuz record with Reef the Lost Cause, Oskino Vasquez. You know what I'm saying? We gotta play. It's most slept on. Gotta play. Shout out Coalition DJs spinning that joint. Go down to clubs on South Street, wherever. Shout out the Coalition DJs down at ATL. They spinning it. What's up?
You know what time it is. Get live, y'all.
Get that mess on my face. 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 Come on. Mess out my face with the hating. Ain't got the patience.
Part-time pump faking, waiting for me to fall. Hustle hard through the winter, bounce back in the spring. Sizzle in the summer, top down, spin around. Stay in rotation, place in the streets and the radio station. Hear us now, pulling up the boulevard, you stalled? Too bad, going far, you mad. Leaving out the bar, trying to fall back with my cousins in the case. And your breath, straight trash, get that mess out my face. Quick, fast, how I'm moving in this race. AI in this game, I just cross them up. Not flossing, cousin, bossing up. And if you got a couple dollars, and toss them up. And if you got the middle fingers, then toss them up. And say, excuse me, mess up my face, you nosy. Excuse me, mess up my face. Get that 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 mess up my face.
The most of verses, doctors, nurses, coffins, hearses, grown women clutching their purses. Long as the earth spins, I be putting these worthless weak motherfuckers deep down in hearses. Yeah, deep down in the dirt. A man don't wear no skirt. I hop in the whip, pull up quick. All you hear is tires going skirt. Watch them scatter like roaches. Got me hot, yeah, I'm smoking. Take a look at my face. Do it look like I'm choking? Do it look like I'm smiling? Oh no, playboy, you wildin'. Don't take this shit as no threat. You need to take this shit as a promise. I put it on my mama. Yeah, and her mama too, dude. You talking all that shit, but deep down, you don't want no drama, do you? I'll put that llama through you. I'll turn your top to a moon boot, or stomp you in the space with these two boots. You
get that mess on my face. 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 On my face, on my place, on my block, or you get chased. All my niggas do is ride like a rape, no break. Like drama, love, beef, cheap, beef, like steak. Put it on the plate, steak, raise, get eight. Beat out a wolf pack, NC State. Mag 11, tell it, put you straight to heaven's gate. You couldn't even stay awake, get your own weight. On my face, you stupid. About to get the bucket, running, ducking from the shooting. On my face, you stupid. Red beam, main, match your heart, no Cupid. Shoot that boy to death, iron mic, iron pipe. Try to fight in the dock, and then fighting for his life. Going in and out, might not make it through the night. Coming to the light, hear the voice of Jesus Christ. Get that mess on my face. 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 Get that mess on my face.
The Philadelphia Freedom Project appreciates the support of most Slept-On radio hosts Sam Malone, Teef, K, Big Cuz, in support of 10,000 basketballs for Philly Youth Campaign. If one basketball can keep 10 plus teenagers busy for in the evening, imagine what 10,000 could do. Join us in our efforts to curb street violence by providing an activity simply with a basketball at GoFundMe. Search 10,000 basketballs, Philadelphia Freedom Project on GoFundMe to support our efforts. And now back to our show.
Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM, most slept on radio. I am Sam Malone, sipping with Sammy Barstool Rube. This is most slept on radio, and we still got Ellect in the building, man. When we left off, we were talking about multi-talents, wearing many hats and things of the such. Mm-hmm. You said you still furthering your education. You working on your doctorate, you said, or your master's?
Yeah, my doctorate.
Your doctorate?
Educational leadership.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Seriously.
Salute to that, man. Right. Salute to that. How many years of school is that?
In total, like undergrad, masters, and all that? It'll be 10 when I'm done.
Oh.
Salute, man. Salute. You put that work in,
Not
man.
in a row, though.
I know people that went to school for 10 years and they're not doctors.
Well, I went to school over 10 years ago and I don't have anything. But, you know, it is what it is.
I went to school for 6.5 years and now I do this.
See? Well, hey, we in the same room.
That ain't nothing to sleep on. Most slept on radio here.
Everybody got their networks. But no, man, I mean, like I always say about college is by the time you get to college, you're an adult, you have to deal with adult things. So that 4-year plan, that 6-year plan, or whatever, you can't really predict that anymore because you're responsible for a lot more financially and emotionally. You know what I mean? You have to be there for people in your family and things like that, and it's other things to worry about. Right. And we go through tragedies and ups and downs, and
life happens. Life definitely happens.
They might mess up your financial aid at the last minute. I went to a black college, so it was trill. Financial aid office was trill. They was disrespectful.
They're wilding at predominantly white colleges too.
Listen, bro, I walked in at 4:30 and they told me the office closed at 5. I'm like, yeah, it's 4:30. They like, we close at 5. I'm like, I just wanted to turn in a paper. Like, why you telling me close at 5? Look at the clock. 4:30. I'm talking about it went down in them joints. They was not cool. I don't know if I could have did it. Salute to you for putting in the extra work.
Appreciate it.
But no, what do you plan to do with it once you get your doctorates?
I'm using it all toward just listen entertainment. I mean, my music is all about the things that I see and the things that, I feel. And so whether it's social justice, whether it's, about what's going on personally, what's going on in people's lives, I just try to touch on a variety of different subjects that all relate to social uplift. And I think that my vehicle, at least for myself, it's been through education. So my undergrad degree was in anthropology, but I was always studying about how world music was used in hip-hop culture, like for samples and everything, and how we're able to reach out around the world through the music. And then my master's degree was in international peace and conflict resolution, and it's all about how hip-hop culture is used around the world for social justice. And I made a documentary film, short one that's on YouTube, about a half-hour long, about hip-hop as a culture of peace.
What's the name of it?
Hip-hop, a culture of peace.
Okay.
So
just wanted to make sure we said the name of
Absolutely.
it. Specific title.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it's even the U.S. government is sending hip hop artists around the world. I mean, shout out to my homie Illspoken.
Got ambassadors
all over the world. And, really being ambassadors for the culture and ambassadors for America.
What you said about how every time that you went for a certain thing, but you tied in music to it.
Yeah.
And in this hip hop music, the funny thing is, I heard someone say that hip hop is the only genre that all music fits into. We can sample from anywhere and it'll fit. Where that's not. Have you found that through what you? Because you're saying that you found a way to translate it into daggone there everything.
Right. And through all the countries that I've visited and seeing how hip hop is used indigenously in different countries too. I mean, where it's organic and they're not just mimicking what they hear.
Such as what countries?
So I mean, Northern Cyprus, where you have Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, and they're in conflict with the Greeks in the southern half of the island. You have a bunch of Turkish Cypriots rapping about what's going on in that struggle, what's going on in their communities, and doing it in dope ways over some really dope beats.
That is beautiful.
Graffiti exists everywhere too.
Like
the culture.
The culture is worldwide.
I was in Costa Rica and down visiting Barucan tribes people and seeing graffiti all over the place, or in Northern Ireland, and the peace walls that are happening, or walls that were really used to divide conflict out in Northern Ireland and Belfast specifically. They're using graffiti and hip-hop wild style graffiti.
And that's what I was about to say. Hip-hop didn't originate graffiti. Graffiti came from people that were always subjugated and always put under. That was their way to express things on walls. The style of graffiti is what we're referring to when we say hip-hop. I don't want to disrespect anyone because people will say, well, my great. Yeah, they were. But we talking about the bubble letters and the styles, the curvatures, the angles that reflect exactly what it looks like on the trains.
Most definitely.
In New York.
Even just the idea of getting up, like the idea of going to all of these different places and really getting up, having your name up there.
Exactly, going all city.
That is absolutely an international phenomenon at this point.
Absolutely. And I always say that hip-hop has done more to bring the world together than anything else.
I agree.
We brought so many cultures together. You know what I mean? So many kids grew up feeling like they knew us because they got to listen to our struggles, and they seen that some things were similar and some things they just didn't get.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it intrigued them.
Right.
And it made them accepting, and now you have them out here helping us with the things that we're trying to figure out to better our culture and to better our society in
Most
general.
definitely.
In general, because it's crazy. You got this guy in the house now, the guy in the house, acting crazy, trying to reverse everything we work for.
Wow.
Like, I mean, look at the room now. We're in a multicultural room right now on Uptown Radio. You know what I mean? And everybody in here has a role to play. Everybody gets along, and everybody's main thing that we have in common besides being good people is hip hop and the love for it.
Right, most definitely.
You know what I mean?
Most
So
definitely.
I like what you've been studying and what you working towards. And you keep mentioning the company Just Listen.
Yeah.
You said that it embodies quite a few things. What all falls under the Just Listen umbrella?
So there's our music, whether it's myself as Ellect, my homie Trady MC, T Hawkins, my homie Gimmick, or there's the education aspect of it. I've put together a syllabus and workshops that I can do in various, whether it's with middle schoolers, high schoolers, college age. I've also been able to teach at Arcadia University a course that's called the Art of Peace Building. And specifically the lectures that I lead on are how hip-hop culture is used for peace building around the world. And so it doesn't matter the age of people that I'm working with. It doesn't matter the type of music that they might like, because I also dabble in EDM music as well too, which is also a stem of hip hop culture in itself. When you think about drum and bass, you think about the origins of house music.
Are you familiar with Bach Nero?
Bach Nero? No, I'm not.
Bach had just dropped a project called Hood EDM. I just interviewed Bach on Friday on Flyboy Radio, Blackboy Radio every Friday 4 to 6 p.m. Bach's a dope guy on the EDM stage. He's ran around with Steve Aoki and all of the big EDM DJs around the world for a little bit. He's been doing his thing, and he's from West Philly. So I just always want to shout out local.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? And he keep it hood. He got bars, but he's rocking EDM stages, an hour-long set of the clip. He said he did 150,000 one time. A crowd. I'm talking about.
Holding it down from West.
150,000 in front of you.
I'm happy.
You know what I mean? So when you say EDM, I just want to make sure, somebody for you to look out for, man.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Definitely,
And then the last aspect of it is hip hop is voting. So you're talking about the guy in the White House right now. I mean,
yeah, that guy.
Yep, that was the reason. The fact that he ended up getting into the White House is the reason why hip hop is voting exists.
Exactly.
And so the fact that there is so many people who were slept on as far as their participation in voting.
Were they most slept on?
They were most slept on.
They were most
But they ended up, getting this guy into the White House. And I think about how many people within hip hop culture have the capacity to engage themselves politically and push it forward in a way that could best represent all of us. I think that, if there's a marriage of some sort between hip hop and the political aspect, I said before we did have a president in the White House, and so that's just the beginning.
Yeah, and hip hop actually had a president in the White House. I don't feel like that was pandering at all. I feel like his playlist really had Hove in the morning. You know what I mean?
Absolutely did.
And he had hip hop in the White House.
Yes.
And not for a photo op and not posturing and you know what I mean, all this nonsense we seeing going on now with the other guy with the red hat.
It was a perfect appetizer.
Too many red hat guys running around, man. And I don't want to say their names, but y'all know who I'm talking about.
Indeed.
But no, I mean, I think all of that is dope. But when you say as far as the hip hop is voting, and what strides do you guys take? How do you what does that include?
So right now it's mainly disseminating information to the masses. So you're following Hip Hop is Voting, whether on Twitter, on Instagram. You're able to stay up to date with what's happening, what the community is talking about as far as things going on politically, and not just as far as what folks like Kanye being hip-hop artists are talking about politically, but actual people in the community who are doing things on the ground, getting involved with the NAACP, getting involved with local congressmen and congresswomen and politicians, trying to make the change happen that we're hoping for.
And giving it to them on their level where it's directly on your news feed. You don't even have to chase it. It's going to pop up when you wake up.
Exactly.
Putting in the legwork.
Exactly. And then getting people registered to vote is the main thing too. So we got the election coming up, or at least the voting happening on Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, and so
midterms.
Yeah, we ended up meeting Big Cuz over at Hip Hop, and
and
shout out to K too.
K had me out there. I didn't know about that event. I was out there though.
Yeah,
I was actually right around the corner at the time, getting a scrapple egg and cheese at the Sullivan dinner.
What kind of scrapple?
The good kind. The one that fried.
He don't want to say it on the air. I got you, Cuz. I got him.
Put him on.
I think it was Heller Hefferman's the name brand. Yeah.
Tell me the brand.
We could, if you have a really good scrapple brand, you want information about getting on our radio show, hit us up, info@mostslepton.com.
I'm looking for the best turkey bacon personally. What'd you say, you 2K? Mm-hmm. No, but I can't stop laughing at y'all. But no, seriously though, we have Most Slept On has a few things that we have going on. One of the things that we do is the Philly Freedom Project. The Philly Freedom Project is directed towards donating 10,000 basketballs to the youth. We just recently collected and distributed 300 basketballs. What's that, 2-3 months ago, Cuz?
Yeah, let me get an update, see if we're any closer to our goal, because we're raising another $1,500 right now for another $300. 300 basketballs.
Which is just, since we talking about being proactive and doing things for the community and all of that, I just always want to take the time to acknowledge, because this is an initiative that Cuz started, that he allows us to be a part of, and that makes a lot of sense to me as a former athlete and knowing how many kids one basketball can entertain. To attempt to get 10,000 out there and move that number up is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
So there's a lot of things that we could probably help each other with and network on and figure out together.
Most
Far as my man Irv said, putting that work in.
That foot, listen,
that
the leg work.
That leg work.
Need to put in that leg work.
Because it's important. And everybody right now, everybody has a voice. So everybody's saying things. And it's nice to see people that's moving around and doing things. K does a lot for the community. Cuz does a lot for the community.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I try to do as much as I can. Teef is constantly out there doing things and supporting. And we all support. Which is a big thing. Because that's half of the battle. If you know somebody that's doing something, show up.
Show love.
You know what I mean? Wear your sweatpants and figure out if you could hang something or pick up a trash bag or something. I don't know. But it's always ways that we can help each other and we can figure out this thing together. So I definitely love to hear someone that has my perspective on the power of hip-hop and what that can do. You know what I mean? For the future and what it's done around the world. And from your perspective of traveling around the world, it's unique. Because you've seen aspects that I haven't even seen. You know what I mean? Which is a beautiful thing in which people can learn from. And then you said you built a curriculum for kids, teens, and adults. So it doesn't matter where it's at. You can get your point across on their level. So you put a lot of work in with this thing, man. I feel like you took all your theses and just
tied them together,
transferred them over to
us. But that's
us.
what makes a dissertation, right?
Yeah, dissertation. It's just like a whole bunch of papers that he had to do. He's like, y'all don't even know.
I mean, if I'm writing about my life, it makes it a whole lot easier.
Absolutely. I wasn't really. Nah. I've been paying for papers since 10th grade.
Yo, I gotta drop something on you. Cuz is working on a book. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's gonna drop. It's gonna drop in your lap sooner than you realize.
There you go, manifest it.
Cuz if I'm in your book, we got radio beef.
No, I'm saving the tell-all for later. Like, don't worry about it.
Cuz we don't do tell-alls.
The autobiography.
And first of all, somebody should, like, that's not something, like, people usually get approached for tell-alls. Like, no one's approaching me for the tell-all
Nobody cares about your tell-all yet. I'm sure you'll do something to make them care very soon, Cuz.
Nobody's coming for that tell-all.
Hey, Cuz, I want to approach you about a tell-all.
If you, info@mostslepton.com. All right, let's take us out of here, Sam.
All right, so we're going to go to a break, and we'll be back at y'all in a minute with more Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. More from Ellect.
Thank you for listening to the Most Slept On Radio show. Please follow us on Instagram @Most Slept On Radio and on Facebook, 98.5 FM, Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio. And now, back to our show.
I said, come on. Yeah. What up? Let's keep it going. One loss won't make you a loser, and one win won't keep you on top. You better get your hustle on or get on your hustle. Other people earning and they ain't gonna stop. Ain't been around the world, but today I'll start. Anything in the way, I'ma take it apart. Word to the blood in my heart. Sapa say, I rock with intuition, gotta walk that way. Everything that you speak, back it up like weight. Represent what you are, maintain to the grave. No fraudulence, just for approval from the audience. Nonsense, flatulence, who the hell is gassing them? Blasphemy, call me the parent.
environment that breaks arrogance. All of them say they the best, it's not apparent. A real G wouldn't say that on camera. You on a leash, bro, domesticated animal. Ain't been around the world, but today I'll start. Anything in the way, I'ma take it apart. Ain't giving up mine, got it deep in my heart. Anytime, any day, gonna get that off. Ain't been around the world, but today I'll start. Anything in the way, I'ma take it apart. Ain't giving up mine, got it deep in my heart. Anytime, any day, gonna get that off. Connect if you writing up checks with good balances, or just send direct deposit if you can handle it. If we talking cash, keep it in the community. Same time, eye to eye, I and I, Selassie, I low key most of the time, and I balance it. My man said I've been too humble, start smashing it. My homie said they're ready to take it, so we having it. We can do more by getting money for the cabinet. Politics, the essence of life, over cabinet. Plan now, work tonight, win tomorrow, got it, ayy. Like they say out in Trenton, be great. I hopped on the train so I can get to the plane. I attend the Baton Rouge to see my cousin, ayy. Chicken spot, parking up. Then it's back to the studio, started up. We go hard, they go home, that's how we call it bluff. Ain't been around the world, but today I'll start. Anything in the way, I'ma take it apart. Ain't giving up mine, got it deep in my heart. Anytime, any day, gonna get that off. Ain't been around the world, but today I'll start. Anything in the way, I'ma take it apart. Ain't giving up mine, got it deep in my heart. Anytime, any day, gonna get that off. Set this off. Brand new ball. Take it over, artistic. Domino flow, yeah.
Life ain't a better dandelions, more like hand in hand with an angry lion. Steady grinding, losing track of time, and now I'm feeling stranded on abandoned islands. From the streets where they prone to violence, don't say a word, that's the code of silence. Violate that, you gotta stay strapped, 'cause now they on your top like a wave cap. I try to not try to win, guess I don't meet the requirements. But Aaliyah said if you don't succeed, you gotta dust it off and just try again. Gotta watch who you inviting in, it's time to draw the line so it's mighty thin. Be aware of your environment, that's a lot of snakes and Leviathan, yeah. Keep him at arm's reach. I'm with the Pesci's out in Palm Beach. Wouldn't even make a long speech. Got your feet up in the concrete. A lot of wanna fill my shoes, but the fact remains that they can't fit. I pay my dues, had to bend the rules. Got it popping out of flame lit. Yeah, I got the fuego. Yeah, I got the fuego. Fire. Be hating, but mami lo quiero. I got the fuego. Yeah, I got the fuego. Fire. Be hating, but I got the fuego. Meet up in there. See, no, I'm right at your cuello. I am so high that I'm touching the cielo. Be hating, but mami lo quiero. I be walking como no tengo miedo. Papi no juego, ahí yo lo dejo. All of these mommies ain't none of them fail. I'm just getting to it, no you're no better. Flame lit, homie, I ain't stopping. Making it out was the only option. Word to Poppy Collins, had to get it popping. Stacking commas, we ain't got a thing in common. I'm the steady climbing. Why they always wanting? And watch you make a diamond out of rhyming, that's my main assignment. Never lose focus, they knew I'm the dopest. If it ain't broken, why even provoke it? Remember the times I was really the brokest. Putting in work on the nights with the coldest. I was on the scene and still wasn't noticed. I was about to quit and still wouldn't show it. Had to show 'em I am really devoted. Putting the work in and I got promoted, yeah, I got the fuego. Yeah, I got the fuego. Fire. Be hating, but mami lo quiero. I got the fuego. Yeah, I got the fuego. Be hating, but yeah, I got the fuego.
for the familiar. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. If they hate, then really hate, cause that fake love will kill you. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. You so unfamiliar, you so unfamiliar. You so unfamiliar, you so unfamiliar. If they hate, then really hate, cause that fake love will kill you. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. Yeah, this ain't for politics. This is for Joey and Dominic. Better respect my conglomerate. Turn my logo to a monument. This is not for acknowledgement. This is not for the fraudulent. Talking about loyalty really annoying me when you're whole or the opposite. Yeah, come on, keep it honest. I get that you're threatened by confidence. I have forgotten what modest is. Hating me's not an accomplishment. I have grown numb to the compliments. I don't make threats, only promises. I run my team like I'm Popovich. At the spur of the moment, we body. Yeah, they ain't never been through it. They don't know all the work we put into it. They don't want no smoke, no. They above the influence. Tell me if y'all have a problem. I won't even fall back in autumn. There's really no sign of me stopping till Voss in the coffin. That ain't an option. Do it all for the familiar. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. If they hate, then really hate, cause that fake love will kill you. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. You so unfamiliar, you so unfamiliar. You so unfamiliar, you so unfamiliar. If they hate, then really hate, cause that fake love will kill you. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. Yeah, this for the real ones. You frontin' and how you feel, son. Can't you see that we eatin'? Don't bother me till my meal done. But you cannot eat up my plate though. Lego my ego, that's cause I say so. Every fit I rock is fuego. Trying to get my pockets prego. I grew my hair out like Samson. Talented, young, and I'm handsome. I'm throwing parties, I'm throwing dollars. All they been throwing is tantrums. I'ma hold the game for ransom. Can women in tandem at random? They say that boy got a dope show. Feel like Marilyn Manson. Round the corner, waiting since you hating. You ain't get an invitation. I've been innovating, they been imitating. They ain't real, they a simulation. This ain't nothing new, I've been amazing. I'm just trying to get vacations in the Caymans. They been throwing shots, but I'm dodging bullets like I'm in the Matrix. That boy isn't playing. You got a face I don't recognize. You thought you was poppin', but never mind. I get love in the burbs and what you heard. I run the block like offensive lines. I run the block just for exercise. That bandwagon filling up, catch a ride. All my best advice is to step aside. We run this shit, so you better hide. Do it all for the familiar. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. If they hate, then really hate, cause that fake love will kill you. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar. You so unfamiliar, you so unfamiliar. You so unfamiliar, you so unfamiliar. If they hate, then really hate, cause that fake love will kill you. Real recognize real and you unfamiliar.
Hi, this is Linda Richardson, president of the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation. The Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation is a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization and is the owner of the historic Uptown Theater and WJYN 98.5 FM. The restoration of the Uptown Theater into a multimedia tech center needs your help. We are requesting donations to restore the Uptown Theater to preserve R&B history and renovate the theater into a performing arts venue. For more information, call 215-236-1878 or visit PhiladelphiaUptownTheater.org and make an online donation.
The Philadelphia Freedom Project appreciates the support of most Up-On radio hosts Sam Malone, Teef, K, Big Cuz, in support of 10,000 basketballs for Philly Youth Campaign. If one basketball can keep 10 plus teenagers busy for in the evening, imagine what 10,000 could do. Join us in our efforts to curb street violence by providing an activity simply with a basketball at GoFundMe. Search 10,000 basketballs, Philadelphia Freedom Project on GoFundMe to support our efforts. And now back to our show.
Texting while driving. Texting while driving. Texting while driving is what caused the collision.
It's like playing Russian roulette. At the end of the day, every family regret.
911.
Yeah.
There's been a car accident. I'm over here at the South Street Bridge. The car's hanging off the side of the bridge. The guy is bleeding. I don't know. He looks unconscious. To send somebody quick. Hurry.
Everywhere I go, everywhere I drive, everybody on the phone. Where I'm from. Listen. Staying tall like City Hall. I was texting the other day and I walked into a wall. Everybody got a phone. Kids got phones. Seen the picture of the Pope, even he was on the phone. Lights get realer. One day a lady was texting and ran into an 18-wheeler. Driving to Texas like driving and drinking. Be more aware, sometimes you ain't thinking. Shorty was texting, he walked in the street. He didn't hear the beat, got knocked out his sneaks. That text you gonna send, homie, it could wait. For a second, it might seal your fate. You gotta be more conscious, know what you're doing. Cause in a split second, the life could be ruined. This is not a joke, this is serious. This could make the same person go delirious. A guy on the E-way driving with his knees. Watch down over us, Lord, please. And I heard that dude had everything. In the blink of an eye, lost everything. Stay focused all time, so major. That text you wanna send, do it later. Just do it when you off of the road. It's a phone epidemic, every minute lose another soul. Life pressures more than a text. One chance at life and you won't get a next. System ain't playing, they giving out bids. Think about your future, please think about your kids. Everywhere I go, everywhere I turn, everywhere I drive. It's a phone epidemic. Everywhere I go, everywhere I turn, everywhere I drive. It's a phone epidemic. It's a phone epidemic. It's a phone epidemic.
The lives you carry is not your own. In a split second, it can happen to you. Don't do it.
Everywhere I go, everywhere I drive, everybody on the phone. It's a phone epidemic.
Yes, I think it is a jailable offense, and I do believe that we will seek active jail time for it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
More fire. You should know we cool in the groove when we ride. Breaking up the rules, but we do what you like. And it's so fly. So it's alright. And I'm gonna be alright. So you're gonna be alright. Yeah.
I am no Nebuchadnezzar, but you never forget him. Pray to the heavens, appropriating my levels. Fresh as a senator, presenting my speech. Very clever through endeavors, making space for the peace. And she likes what I write. It's right to get deep, but it's light and it's fun, and we can live cause it just begun. Become what you want, just don't front. Have patience, there's way more to come. Destiny don't run. Talk a little one-on-one in the sun. On a Thursday afternoon, feeling the vibe, connect the mind with the tongue. She on the phone about the park, my people's ordering rum. Way before happy hour, it was 1:45. Vacate days and things we blaze. The days get lazy, night gets crazy. She not my girl, she my baby. And we don't pay the fee, it's getting waved, man. Wave, man. Found the extra 50 on the pavement.
We cool in the groove when we ride. Breaking up the rules, but we do what you like. And it's so fly. So it's alright. And I'm gonna be alright. So you're gonna be alright.
Making music, I'm thinking, raving, creating to it. I speak fluent cause I was blessed with the genes to do it. Delete the stress, it's not a mess when you two step into it. With no illusion, baby girl, is Betty Cooper to it. It's a movement of a unit, yes indeed we do it. Something to splash in the glass and relax with the staff. The extra hours paid off, now we know the half. Got something sour, something soft, and something sweet to have. Feeling generous and free, making people mad. Contemplating solutions, I have no time for stupid. Reality has given me ability to last. Make advancements with my equals, we all on the path. Keep fiction out the music, can't help but do it. I'm a musician with a dash of pimping, pulpitting, written or unwritten. It doesn't make any difference. Half Muslim, half Christian, we winning with us.
When we ride, breaking up the rules, but we do what you like, and it's so fly, so it's alright, and I'm gonna be alright, so you gonna be alright, yeah, 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 yeah.
Hi, this is Linda Richardson, president of the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation. The Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation is a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization and is the owner of the historic Uptown Theater and WJYN 98.5 FM. The restoration of the Uptown Theater into a multimedia tech center needs your help. We are requesting donations to restore the Uptown Theater to preserve R&B history and renovate the theater into a performing arts venue. For more information, call 215-236-1878 or visit PhiladelphiaUptownTheater.org and make an online donation.
Thank you for listening to the Most Slept On Radio Show. Please follow us on Instagram at Most Slept On Radio and on Facebook, 98.5 FM, Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio. And now, back to our show.
Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. I hope y'all was listening to that playlist and then grooving with that playlist.
Teef song was alright, though.
Yeah, that last part from Teef was very dope. Well, shout out to Teef anyway, because he put together the playlist. So if you heard yourself on the playlist, thank Teef.
You know, do work where your work can be shown when you're not there.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? It's a good way to live, man.
Oh, yeah.
We still got Ellect in the Situation Room. He's rereading the rules, making sure he's familiar with what he cannot say.
Yeah,
I caught you. I caught you studying.
It's the second hour of the Most Slept On Radio Show.
Sometimes you got a little woozy.
You got to re-up on them rules.
No, but when we took the break, you was telling me about some dope things you got coming up, man. You said you're going to be on the National Geographic channel soon.
Yeah.
What?
December 10th.
Really?
That's my favorite channel with the lions and the tigers
and the bears.
Oh my.
Yeah. So December 10th, National Geographic channel. So shout out to my uncle, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's got a show on National.
See, I was going to drop that. I knew that.
The funny thing is, he kept saying his uncle's show. I'm like, that's his uncle.
Yo, I googled it.
I'm like, that's his uncle.
So yeah,
I was waiting for you to say it.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yes, he's got the show Star Talk that's on National Geographic Channel.
Absolutely.
And so one of the things that he and I got aligned with a couple of years ago was the fact that B.O.B. thinks that the Earth is flat.
Right.
And ended up clapping shots at him in this track
they were
called
going
Flatline.
in.
So
That's right. Yes, I heard that record.
So my uncle hit me up and was just like, hey, what's a diss track, and how do I respond? So I was like, I could write you something.
What?
Yeah, I think he actually talked about you in an interview that I watched.
He dropped it. He did. He did talk about it.
He was just like, you can just write it yourself and like send it to me. But I didn't think it was gonna. Like, I just did it as a joke because I couldn't believe that this is actually a conversation that people are having.
Right.
And then so I sent it back to him, and he tweeted it out, and then it just kind of went all over the place. And so
he's throwing shots at Big Unk. You know what
Hold on. When you say you couldn't believe this was a conversation that people were having, it's because you know that the Earth is
round.
Of course.
Because we've proven it.
Nah, man, polygon.
No, your uncle is
the Earth
Neil
is a polygon.
deGrasse Tyson. I need a better answer than we've proven it.
Well, you don't need him or I to tell you that the Earth is round.
Not me, but it's a lot of people agree with B.O.B. I remember
they don't
when
need
this
either
beef
one of
was
us to
happening.
do it either. Yeah, I mean that's
I remember this.
So because I wrote that track as like a parody spoof of Drake's Back to Back.
Mhm.
They're doing a I guess parody episode of Star Talk, and so
That's awesome.
I came on there, performed a verse of that track on a TV friendly beat because they couldn't use back to back.
Absolutely.
And so just as just
which was something I was going to ask you
kind of
about.
putting a nail in the coffin of that whole conversation. With that.
Wow.
I gotta
That's
be
dope.
honest,
I
that is
remember
really
that.
dope.
That's dope.
High five.
I also remember
That's
that.
dope. That's really dope. And you said you got a performance coming up November 30th.
Yeah, November 30th at the Art Sanctuary. It's going to be myself, my homegirl Teef for the People, and my homie T. Hawkins from Just Listen Entertainment. We're all going to be performing down at the Art Sanctuary on 16th and Bainbridge,
Dope.
7 o'clock.
Dope,
Nice.
dope. Oh, and it's early. I think I can pull both shows off that night. Bet.
Hey,
See you
there it
then.
is.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. We most slept on to be in the building.
Right.
I got a actually, ironically, it's a box show that same night.
Right.
So we probably do both.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So now that we got all the important dates out the way, back to the bar stool nonsense.
Word. So, when's your uncle coming down for a cipher? Because I know y'all already had the. We got
I'm the one holding down the bars for the family.
No,
Right?
of course.
The man.
Respect.
The man behind the man.
Yo, this
He
is
trying to
crazy,
get a
man.
celebrity judge. What you doing over there, Irv? Irv over there trying to get a look. He want to pick your uncle brain. Keep him away from Irv. You know Irv is a down low nerd, man.
I am. No, it's not down low at all. Listen,
Nothing
everybody's
down low
known
about
for
it.
Nothing wrong
years.
with the nerd community.
Not at all. I don't listen, man. I don't knock nerds at all, man. At all.
I'm just bad at math.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
representing for the nerds.
Yo, hold
Shout
it
out
down.
to-
I
shout
rep
out to
the
homie
weirdos.
Logic, everybody.
I rep the weirdos. I don't want to be normal. Normal
I rep my
sounds like
cousins. What up,
average.
cuz?
Hey.
Wah, wah.
No. I was with
How does
you,
he get a
cuz. I
round
was
of
with you.
applause for that? All right.
I was
Probably
with
because
you,
he's
cuz.
applauding himself. Cuz we cheated.
No, but definitely because I'll shout out Trey Digger for putting us onto the nerd culture.
Yes, yes. Ghost gang, gang,
anyway.
gang.
But it's dope that you're going for that higher education, and like I heard you drop I had to write down a couple of the words that you said so far, and I'm not gonna read them back because I don't know. I don't want to read them back wrong. But no, it's dope. Keep dropping that information on it. They need to hear
I'm
it.
confused
Yeah,
about
wait,
what
yeah, I kinda
$5
wanna
word I
know.
might
He
have
just
said.
referred to a list we not going to go into.
I don't even know how to say the word.
List,
It's
man.
worse than me with the Bubba Sparks story last
Listen,
week.
bro.
He said a
Cuz reads a
Cyprian
list every
and a
week.
Peruvian or something.
Oh, when I was talking about cultures, so Cyprus, the people who are who live in Cyprus, they're Cypriots.
Cyprians.
Cypriot.
Aura. What about the Berubans?
Oh, Barucans?
Barucans.
Barubians?
The tribes people in Costa Rica. Yeah, the Barucan.
Okay.
Tribes folk, yeah.
From the coast of Rica.
Costa Rica.
Oh man,
Costa
he just said the coast of Rica.
That
Bruh.
that's like a movie.
Yo, it really
That
is.
got to be a series on Showtime. Like, what is he talking about?
The coast of Rica playing this
Coast
Friday.
Of Rica. But no,
That's
you
wild.
said you do EDM music. What got you into EDM music?
I mean, gotta shout out my homie Devin Millar out repping the West Coast out in Seattle, Washington. Really out in your cult, but nonetheless, yeah. I mean, was connecting with him online through the internet, and he's an EDM artist, and was looking for another producer to help him work out a track. And at the time, the track was called Fedora, and so I ended up doing a remix to it. And we just built a relationship where I just started thinking about, what are other ways that I can expand my artistry musically? I mean, I'm doing a variety of different beats for myself that are definitely in the hip hop lane, but I'm more musical than just what can be categorized as hip hop.
Right.
Exactly.
So, I mean, even some of the beats that I've rapped over, like
word to Irv.
where like my track "Life Is Amazing." I mean, that definitely has like it's like a EDM / trap kind of vibe, but like it has like that boom bap drive with it. So it's just like there's a variety of different.
You gotta get with Bach in that hood.
have you been to the raves? Like, have you been out for the rave culture and how they get down?
A while, long time ago. I was able to check out some different raves and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, some have decent rave. Because I'm older, so like I'm going to like a rave culture party coming up. But it's just funny because they're just older now, so they just do it way bigger and better.
The young ones is tripping now. Like Nero was putting me on. He said like headbanging is back. Like but like on a whole nother level. Like they really just want to split their wig. Like the mosh pit is a whole nother thing now. Like it's intentional crash dummy for real now.
Yeah,
like it's all the way.
Wasn't that what before? Yo, I've been in the rooms.
Before it used to bounce off people and get thrown around, and people used to get hit inadvertently. Now people are running to hurt themselves.
Why?
For the story.
That's a really sad way to make stories.
For the story, bro.
Don't do that.
For the moment.
We don't endorse that over here.
It's crazy because I was asking him because when he was telling me, I'm like, so how high is the stage that you on when they down there? Because I don't want to be
I'm good.
That's so scary to me. Like, yo, man, the insurance at them shows is phenomenal.
It's gotta be insane.
Hip hop can't get nothing like that,
bruh.
Man. We gotta get it there, man. Seriously, they just banned our acts. They created sanctuary for this behavior at these festivals and these shows.
Oh yeah,
in
this
arenas.
is where it's almost tradition. Over
and
there.
I ain't mad at it. I'm scared of it.
Oh no, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I'm scared of it.
And I'm short.
I'm
afraid. I don't deal well with things falling out of the sky, especially human beings.
Yeah,
just jumping. Listen, are you crowd serving trying to body slam?
How do we get here to things
because
falling out the sky?
Because we started talking about EDM, and this is what happens. Like we seen Lil Yachty dive off a roof last year. Like,
yo, shout out Alyssa diving off the top of stages too. Molly Rhythm. Shout out Molly Rhythm.
Yo,
Alyssa.
you ever crowd surf?
Nah, man. Cause I'm big cousin, man. Like,
Kay, you ever crowd surf, Kay?
No, that's not my thing.
Not your thing.
Not at all.
Has anyone in here ever skydove?
What?
No.
Why?
No. It's guaranteed death.
I went top rope.
Until you pull that cord, you are guaranteed to die.
Yeah.
And I have
So I'm good on I'm putting my life on a cord.
Right.
Then you be like the coyote.
At no point in my life
go right
am I
through the
going
ground
to
like the
want to
coyote.
have to jump out of a plane.
No, my thing is I'm not
good.
jumping out of any plane that's going to land.
Facts.
If we go to land, I'm gonna land with it. But that's a lot of people dream. I got a lot of people that I promised I would stand on the ground and videotape. Cause I ain't. I promised a lot of people that I'll go. I ain't going up. I'm cool. And I've been in small planes and all of that, which is scary enough. I'm not jumping out of nothing at all.
Right.
Okay, you not skydiving neither?
No, there's no point. Unless this is like a life or death situation, no.
All right, so what's the craziest like daredevil thing everybody's done? Bungee
Got up and
jumping?
went to work every day this week.
Hey.
Are you talking about North Philadelphia? Was that a shot at North Philly?
Well, no, why would it be a shot at North? I gotta go to work every day. That's dangerous sometimes, you know.
Why is it dangerous?
All right, listen. Just
that
today,
because of the section of your
I'm catching the bus home today, and lady is just on the front of the bus, just tearing up a whole notebook, and I'm like, I know that's mental health. I know what's going on, but I was all the way in the back of the bus, and I was just like, yo, she was having at it, like papers, like she was like a paper shredder, just papers all over the place.
And your life was in danger.
And but I was in the back of the bus, and
Right.
I was like, I was like, woo.
I'm good. Listen,
He said
there were a lot of variables going on in that bus.
Yeah,
that's wild.
He said coming out, somebody gonna piss you off today. Well, that's every day for me. That's why I medicate.
Indeed.
Huh?
What?
What would you say, Irv?
I medicate with water.
Water?
Yeah.
Medicated water.
Water's just great.
Hey,
you know?
man.
Morning yoga, man. I swear by it.
Hey, there it is. See?
Yoga.
Kay gets it.
Yep, meditate.
Meditate.
Meditation will get you so far.
It will get you so far.
Exactly.
It'll get you further than you first thought.
Word.
Right.
Word to that.
Right.
That's a t-shirt. But no, I've never really done. I mean, I've driven real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
See, I've been in
I've driven
cars.
from Baltimore to Philly with no brakes.
Oh, you're insane! What kind of
say
human being?
Like 5% brake pressure. Like I had to floor it to slow down at all. Like and I drove out because I knew I could get it fixed at home. I couldn't. It wasn't working.
Right. Sometimes you gotta get home like that.
You gotta get home, man.
You live on the edge, sir.
And I'm medicated.
But
this has been Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. I'm Sam Malone. That's Irv. That's Cuz. That's Kay. And we'll be right back, man.
Yeah, we're gonna spin another joint with Teef because we on Broad Street, you know what I'm saying? So like we're just gonna spin this joint right here.
What?
Yeah.
Word.
Come on, no. Don't touch it.
Welcome to you can cruise out broad at night. Look both ways when you pull up to the stoplight. Cruise 60 C's. Look, my no hands are dropping my knees. Weed on my lap, breaking up the grass, up the foam off the crafts, and blow the breeze. Take the next exit, that's 70 C's. Take the next exit, they call it Broad Street. Rolling up the north side, yeah, that's the on side. Hitting up blocks like Allegheny. Dip off, do my thing, back on Broad. I'm looking for a broad, looking, oh my God. Shorty so raw, need to get in the car. Convertible, top down, 77. In the springtime, baby girl, you know that's heaven. And we get it up, make a bread, blow like lemon. You know what I'm talking about. If we could roll down Broad Street all night, that's right. Cruise down Broad at night. Look both ways when you pull up to the stoplight. Cruise down Broad at night. With your girl, sit back, get right. You can cruise down Broad at night. No traffic, this nice. You can cruise down Broad at night. Cruising down Broad. That's how we ride. Welcome to the So I asked her, Miss Sweet, as she twirled around her feet. So now it's under just us two in the ride. One slide over the bench seat. Yeah, cranked up the heat, turning down Broad Street. Windows down as I feel this town. Erica Badu, that's a real good sound. Feel it going down as I look around. Yeah, so I'm off. Yeah, pulling off like a shrimp tail. Fresh new retail, looking good for my female. Sipping on a pale ale, lemon, still in my whip. Going on a strip, looking at shawty, showing off her body. I'm staring at it. Yo, guys, I'm signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Most Slept On Radio Show. Please follow us on Instagram at Most Slept On Radio and on Facebook 98.5 FM Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio. And now back to our show.
Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. And it's Halloween, so I'm eating runts.
Yeah, we got candies.
We got Butterfingers, Three Musketeers.
Butterfingers,
shout out to Big Cuz, man.
John.
Hey.
You know what I mean? What's everybody's favorite candy?
Back in the day, it was definitely the Butterfingers, though. I ain't gonna lie.
You a Butterfinger baby?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know about overall when you think about it deep, but definitely Butterfingers for real.
Ellect?
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids. That's heavy.
For me, it also used to be Sour Patch. It used to be gummy worms, but you know what I started noticing over time is, I don't know, one day it was like, I think the day after Halloween when I was like 10 years old, and I had just gotten a bunch of Snickers bars, and I ate all of them. And I have never stopped eating Snickers bars ever since.
Says it, though. He was dead
you gotta
serious.
understand. No, this was real. This
Kay,
was
favorite candy, Kay?
Hit us.
It depends on my situation.
Oh, my goodness.
Yo.
Only a woman, boy. The woman got it.
Reese's usually.
Reese's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my number 2 right there.
That's number 2?
Yeah.
I'm a heavy gummy bear, gummy worm ball. And it's crazy because some people think they're the same thing, and they're not to me. You know what I mean? So I fluctuate between which one is my ish. But I'm a gummy bear, gummy worm ball. Cereals. Favorite cereal?
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs?
That's me. I don't care. Judge me.
That's why you
Let's
ate all
go.
the Snickers. You was the chocolate ball.
Listen, I love chocolate, bro.
Ah!
You know what I'm saying?
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes?
Frosted Flakes was
Yo,
good.
Frosted Flakes is the shit.
Oh, Kay, what's your favorite cereal? Right.
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Solid. I'm a Fruity Pebbles type of guy. And you know what I mean? I like a lot of cereals. CTC is up there with me. That would be Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Word.
Yeah.
Fruity Fruit Loops was up there with me. But I remember, like, I could never just eat one bowl of Fruity Pebbles. Like, I used to eat the whole box every
Nice.
time. You know what I mean? And now that's one of my favorite treats. Anyway, you know what I mean? Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I just figured I'd see where everybody was at. I'm already asking everybody if they Daredevils and all that. And it is Halloween, and we sitting here with a basket full of candy that we not going to eat.
Real tough.
Are there any Snickers bars in here?
I wish I
There
saw
are
some
none.
trick-or-treaters
You ate 'em
outside.
I'm trying to find them.
Yo, he's...
Nah, I was looking for them before. They're gone.
Yo, y'all are hilarious right now.
But I'm saying,
man.
though, this is just a whole bowl of candy. Like, I'm a grown man. What do you expect me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, this candy is right there.
So let's get into the mind of Irv, man.
Oh, man. Why are we doing that today?
Cause,
Oh,
man, you popped up on us last week. We got a couple bars from you towards the end. You know what I mean? You said some things. But what do you do? What do you do besides play 9 instruments and eat chocolate?
I'm just another dude trying to get his life together.
You running the boards today? Salute to you
I'm
for
running
that.
the boards. Yes, I'll depending on how things go, I'll probably be back. I'm trying to be back.
Hey man,
trying to come through every week.
So far, I'm
Hold
rocking
it
with
down.
you. You know what I mean? You got my vote, guy.
Cool.
You got a great personality, man. I like.
Thank
this
you,
guy.
sir.
He's a good
Thank
guy.
you. I appreciate
Good guy.
that.
Vouch for him.
Nah,
Yeah, so
know.
don't hurt him, Ellect.
Not at all. Not at all.
No, Alexa.
Peace, unity, love, and having fun.
Straight like the
KRS,
the words of
KRS,
KRS-One.
Precisely.
Hey,
Precisely.
All right, well let's get into that, man. Favorite MCs.
I'll let you go first, bro.
Myself, KRS, Hove, Nas. I mean, yeah, those are.
Can I just say something? I appreciate the fact that you kept it a bean and said yourself. You
Myself.
put
Yeah.
yourself
That
on
myself
your own
and
list.
being first?
I respect that.
Awesome.
That's some listen, that's real.
I mean, I make the music that I want to hear. So
Fact, right? Yeah. I never think of it like that because, like, you know what? I always try to take into consideration who's reached more people, but in a certain aspect.
Right.
Like, I think that's why, as of late, Eminem. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Eminem's the reason why I started rapping. I'm gonna keep it
Eminem's
being
a
with
big
you.
influence for me too.
Right, see, M was the reason. M made me feel like I heard M for the first time when I was 9, and I was like, yo, I feel like I could say something now. You know what I mean? And so, I don't.
I mean, it was it was Boogie Down Productions. My philosophy that was big for me too.
That was heavy. I mean, but I'm just thinking about when I started rhyming. I was rhyming over the Funkdify instrumental.
Right.
Oh man,
You know what I mean?
See,
like,
the thing is, y'all got to grow up in a time like I grew up right around the I got into hip hop really, like releasing projects. My first project I dropped, I was 15. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing crazy. It was a little mixtape I did in my room, and it turned out to work. It ended up working out because I ended up, making records from my room. And I think my fourth mixtape was my senior year of high school, and I figured out how to mix. And it sounded good. And then I went to college for mixing, and it was like, I figured it out.
Right.
I was right. And they taught me extra things to broaden that mix and to go even further with
it
that
was like
aspect.
the box from Pulp Fiction. You just open it, it's just light.
Right,
What's
right.
A whole lot of light.
Is
What
that
was
we're-
in that box anyway?
We're talking about like the different eras. I can guarantee you that we were all raised within the same era of hip hop.
Oh, absolutely.
most part, yeah.
But
For the most
here's the
part,
thing. The issue is I'm Haitian, right? So my parents were very restrictive of me when it came to hip hop. I started rapping 4 years before I was allowed to listen to rap music.
Right.
It was like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just knew I loved it. And and over time, some of my bigger influences became people like Nas, Jay, Deltron 3030, Outkast, ASAP Rocky. I give it to ASAP Rocky as me being one of the more recent guys. Like I like his sound. I always did. I always like his sound.
ASAP has a good sound.
ASAP
And he can
got a
rhyme.
sound.
When he gets on them joints, what's the joint called? One Train?
Yeah.
When
ASAP
everybody
Ferg
goes
nasty.
nuts.
All the ASAP. Shout out ASAP.
Yeah, but Rocky always catches a run that you be like, wow,
right,
that was hard. You know what I mean?
he
There's
does.
always a section of that verse that you be like, he murdered that.
And in that same breath, of course, because I'm still an artist, still learning, I like to hear artists that are closer to my age doing that, and I get inspired by them. Like, like Kendrick, for example. Kendrick's become one of my favorites. Cole's become one of my favorites. Rhapsody's become one of my favorites.
Rhapsody is
Rhapsody's nice.
You heard the new Rhapsody and Cole joint? Is that why you said them together?
Oh yeah, actually I did just hear that yesterday.
On my playlist, yeah.
Listen,
Body that.
that's what I'm saying.
Rhapsody.
That's what I'm saying. But of course I paid homage. Like I want to be a hip hop historian because Ninth Wonder is my favorite producer of all time.
Knife is ill.
And Knife is a teacher. That's why when you said that, you're trying to educate, that's something that connected with me very heavy.
It's very important.
Seriously, because that is at the end, that's my end game. That's what I want to do, is get to that point where I'm producing, but I can go to different colleges and do lectures and teach the culture, teach the history, and not
You know
just.
what you do? Start with the rec centers.
You're right.
Well, there you go. You lecture. So
Start
how
now.
do your lectures go?
I mean, so it all depends on which lecture I'm giving. If it's about the history of hip hop culture and the origins of it, I take it back to the beginning. But I don't take it to the space of where a lot of so. Just the other day, I was talking about the origins of hip hop culture to a group of 6th graders, and I'm showing them a PowerPoint that I created for my college class, and I'm able to translate the same information to a group of 6th graders where I'm like, where do you think hip hop started? And they were like, Tupac, Biggie, and I was like,
which makes
we're gonna
sense.
take it back exactly. And I was like, because that's 22 years ago. That
That's decent for them. That's still
exactly. And so I'm sitting here like, wow. And at the same time, like, okay, well, we're gonna take it back a little further. We're gonna take it back 20 years beyond that, and I'm talking to them about even before that, though.
He's going way back.
Because the reason you think about the reason why the culture started, and a lot of the disenfranchisement and the movement of people, especially people who lived in the South Bronx. I mean, that's where I was born, was in the Bronx, and so even having that alignment and then having that understanding of what happened. So you think about the building of the Cross Bronx Expressway and what Robert Moses did, and moving tens of thousands of families out of the Bronx. So you had white flight, and then you had a bunch of black and brown families moving into the Bronx from various neighborhoods within Manhattan and around other sections of New York, and they end up filling it in. But then at the same time, you have the removal of arts and schools. You have a variety of different infrastructure problems, and then you also have the homes that you're living in. Your landlords are burning them down in order to get the insurance money rather than getting your monthly rent. And so there's a lot of things that are happening at that time.
Constant burnings, constant blackouts.
And then so when I was talking about these 6th graders, I'm like, oh, what are things that you're seeing in your community? How are people getting pushed out? And they're talking about the things about gentrification. And I'm also talking to them about like the creation of because they don't have a understanding of really what the Cross Bronx Expressway is like. So I'm like, look at the Vine Street Expressway, and then think about what houses and homes were there that aren't there anymore.
Same idea.
It's the exact same idea. And so they're able to then connect with that. And so then I'm like, all right, now what are the ways that we express ourselves through this culture? And they're like, rapping. I'm like, well, that's one element of the culture. And like, what else? And like, well, breakdancing. And so then they end up getting to the 4: graffiti, DJing, breakdancing, and MCing. And then I start talking about the gangs that were happening as a result of not having all this infrastructure in the South Bronx at the time, and all the gangs that were created. And then you had over 300 gangs come together at the Hoe Avenue Boys and Girls Club on Hoe Avenue in the Bronx, and then put their weapons down and say, we're coming to a peace treaty. I mean, it was documented on the news at the time. And that's where they got the intro for the Warriors from. And so you end up, rest in peace to Black Benji from the Ghetto Brothers, because he ended up, his life was taken, and that's what ultimately created that peace meeting to happen. And so people who were at that peace meeting were gang members who were also DJs at the parties and things like that. So you had Africa Bambaataa, who was a member of the Black Spades, then take a trip to Africa and come back and say, you know what, we're laying all this stuff down, we're changing our name, we're going to be the Universal Zulu Nation. And then what are we doing as the Universal Zulu Nation? Well, we're going to look around and see what's happening in our neighborhood. Well, we got graffiti, we got DJs, we got MCs, we got breakdance. These are our 4 main aspects of how we're expressing ourselves. But what are we going to call this? And so he ultimately ended up calling it hip hop culture, and that was in 1973. And so the whole culture itself is birthed out of things that are still happening to this day. And so being able to connect that is the place I'd like to start from whenever I'm talking about the origin of hip hop culture.
And this is why I need to soak some more now. I need to learn from you, because this is what I'm trying to get on that level.
He skipped something that's very important.
Oh yeah,
in there, and it comes from the poverty. There were riots at one
point.
Oh yeah, and all of the teenagers stole turntables.
Oh yeah,
yes, speakers.
Actually, I can highlight
mixers.
the date.
Yep.
It was the New York blackout, 1977. The lights were out for a total of 23 hours, something like that. I gotta go back and reread
every
that.
Project had equipment after that.
It was like DJs were born overnight. DJs were born overnight.
Literally overnight. Literally, which is it's crazy because the lineage, like, it's a real history here. It's a real culture. It comes from somewhere. It's not just a bunch of kids that said, this is what we're going to do. It came about organically and out of necessity. Same way that gangs came about when they were used for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the thing that makes me proud to be a part of this culture and be submerged in it. Like, I get to do this every week and talk to people that know about it. But he just said he taught a class from 6th graders that they know more than their parents now. That's crazy.
That's wild. That's wild.
They go home like, Bob, did you know? And she like, no, Tupac, Biggie. Remember? Like, no, 20 years before that. What was you doing?
That's right. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about
They're
that.
gonna be like, "Am I sure I want to reveal that?"
Because I remember, like, perfect example. When I was coming up, cigarettes became bad.
Right.
Because remember, cigarettes weren't bad.
Right.
Cigarettes became bad, and we was going to school, and they were teaching us cigarettes were bad, and da. And my mom smoked cigarettes. So I'm going home as a kid telling my mom what I learned about cigarettes. A lot of this is stuff that she didn't even know.
Right.
And then at the same time, she's addicted to cigarettes at this point and brainwashed so much at this point that it's hard to even get it through to her. You know what I mean? Because she thinks she knows.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of similar. It's similar. The next generation will always teach you, but you got to be susceptible.
You have
they
to
might
be
teach you about
receptive.
something that predates what your understanding
Absolutely.
is. That's why we got to
It's
learn
real.
from the youth, man.
That's why the
we
children
gotta
are the
teach 'em.
future.
That's why we got to teach them. That's why we got to give them the information. That's why we salute you on what you do, because that's a dope concept.
Absolutely.
You really think about it. Man.
Appreciate it.
But we're going to go to another break, man. We still got more Slept On Radio
It's
on
just a quick
Uptown
one.
Radio, 98.5 FM.
The Philadelphia Freedom Project appreciates the support of most Slept On radio hosts Sam Malone, Teef, K, Big Cuz, in support of 10,000 basketballs for Philly Youth Campaign. If one basketball can keep 10 plus teenagers busy for in the evening, imagine what 10,000 could do. Join us in our efforts to curb street violence by providing an activity simply with a basketball at GoFundMe. Search 10,000 basketballs, Philadelphia Freedom Project on GoFundMe to support our efforts. And now back to our show.
Cheer.
Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. We were still talking to Ellect, because Ellect is in a situation.
Yo,
with
is it for
situated.
intellect? Like, I'm definitely, I might be gaining brain cells in this conversation.
You noticing the spelling?
That's exactly what it's short for.
You tuned into the spelling, cuz?
No, sometimes.
I like how you did that, cuz. Hey, man.
Yeah, so Ellect is short for the, and that's why it's spelled with two L's, Ellect. Yeah, it's short for the intellect. So shout out to my homie Tony Chenault. He's a film director. He's got a show
That's a
called
decent
Old
name.
Head.
What's his?
Yeah, I was
Tony
about to say that's
Chenault.
Tony Chenault,
Right?
yeah.
Tony
So
Chenault.
He's got a
Like Steven Seagal? Anyway.
he's got a show called Old Head. It's in season 3 right now. It's independently produced and operated by him, you know, of Philly, by Philly, for Philly. It's a really great show, so definitely all your listeners tune into that show. But so I was in the booth actually, and he was in the studio just listening into a song that a few of us were creating as part of the Institute of Hip Hop Entrepreneurship. And I stepped out of the booth after laying my verse, and he was like, "Yo, you're the intellect. You're the intellect." That's because I was going by my last name, Tyson, at the time, and there were too many artists going by Tyson, and so he was like, "Yo, you're the intellect. That's what you should go by." So I was going by the intellect for a while, and then I was talking to my homie Logic, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna call you Ellect." Because so Logic, before, you know, all the 1-800 fame and all that, the song and everything like that, he was going by the name Psychological. And shout out to the homie Big Lembo. He's the one who shortened his name from Psychological to Logic. And he was like, "Yo, just like Lenny called me Logic, I'm gonna call you Ellect." It's short for the intellect. So
It works, man. It works. And the intellect sounds like a magician or something. I don't know. It just, Ellect flows better.
yeah,
I like Ellect better.
nah, I appreciate it. Yeah, so
You know what I'm
shout out to Logic. Shout out to the Rat Pack, RATTP.
And who am I? Because everything sounds crazy towards a household name. Real
Facts.
rap. They was like, when they told us our name was Run DMC,
I'm like,
what? Now, what's bigger than Run DMC?
exactly.
Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Or like the Locks. They was the Warlocks. I don't,
Which I don't
just-
understand.
I like the Locks.
The locks work.
I like
The
I like
locks
LOX.
work.
Especially since they figured out an acronym for it. Then it made sense. Hey, we rolling with that. Cause how we looking on the tunes?
We're looking good. Why don't you? It's a song called Black Lives Matter. So what made you do this song? Like, what's?
I mean, I wrote the song. So much is going on whenever it comes to issues involving over policing, especially over policing in communities of color. And so, whether it was Rakia Boyd, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin,
Rest in peace.
You know, Nia Wilson, Sean Bell. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on, and all these different people losing their lives from people who are supposed to be
Orlando.
protecting their lives. Orlando Castile. I mean, it just is nonstop. And so I ended up putting this song together because it just came through me I started making a beat, and ultimately, originally I did the song over a beat that was made by Kahari Mateen, and then I decided to recreate the song and do it over my music and make it a little more poignant so that the words stand
Must
out
be
a little
nice.
more. So
Must be nice to be able to Kanye your situation. But no, let's get into this Black Lives Matter, man, by Ellect, man. Most slept on radio, where we got the most slept on hits.
Put us up. Chet.
Yeah,
So
we
we got some technical cousin difficulties. I'll take the blame for this one. You know what I'm saying? We out here
Might
having
as well.
it's info@mostslepton.com. Info@mostslepton.com if you want to get more so involved in what we got going on at the situation in the situation room with sipping with Sam Malone.
Yeah, man, you sipping with Sammy. If you ain't sipping with Sammy, you ain't sipping right. Get your life together, man. Everybody in here got their life together so far. It's a good day.
Yes, sir.
All right, so he just upped the ante, and he's gonna make a way better situation for us. So we're actually might get a live in studio performance.
Oh, is that what we have going on?
I think that could be. I'm down with a live performance. I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel.
Hey, man, I like live shows. I'm into that. I see live shows about 2-3 times a week.
And what do you got coming up Friday? Don't you got another live? You got a live show going on Friday.
You know what I'm doing. Flyboy Friday, Glockaway Radio, 4 to 6 p.m. every Friday, man. I'm in the building, in the situation room with my man, the waviest of the L's of the cartel, and my DJ, Freaky Free, man. Shout out to Toucan and the whole Glockaway family. Hit the Glock line, 267-888-6019. Let us know what you feel. Download the app. We doing app checks. If you don't have the app in your phone, then Cleb is going to Bruce Lee your face. So I advise you to download the Glockaware app. Make sure you tune in online. Make sure you give us our feedback. Make sure you hit up the Flyboy Friday radio page, the Sippin' with Sammy page on Instagram. Let us know who you feel. Let us know what you like. Man, give us some feedback. We got the Flyboy Friday mixtape coming out soon, too. I already got 90% of the playlist bubbling. It's going to be a lituation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Irv. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you start releasing music, you might be on there, too.
Oh, he got the jokes. I'm bringing something through next week.
You know what I mean? Well, we played that cousin thing last week, man.
Yeah,
we played that Get Out My Face.
That
the
got
uncut
over there.
version.
Like, did you get that unedited version?
We better have, you know, I don't play no edited stuff on my show, man.
Edited stuff.
You know that gets no play in this ride.
You almost number 13'd it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You know what I mean?
I like the terminology there.
You almost number 13'd it. I don't know what number K pulled earlier.
13.
Man,
Well,
used to
this
be
has escalated
used to be number
quickly.
2. So no, what we looking like on a track?
Oh man, we
gonna bring it in
are
later.
looking like we're working a live gig here down at Most Slept On Radio 98.5 WJYN Uptown Radio. We are right across the street from the Uptown Theater, and we are definitely in the Situation Room. And guess where we're not, Sam? Guess where we're not?
Where?
We're not in the building.
We're not in the building.
Hey, wait.
We outside.
We
on the roof.
We're not in the building.
We
in the building.
We on the roof.
We on the roof, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. Most Slept On Radio from the roof.
Yo, we have to have a segment called Cuz Jokes, man. Like,
I like
that. Cuz Jokes.
Cuz jokes.
Cuz Jokes.
They're all right sometimes. If I ever,
I asked you a question that you ain't answered yet.
If I ever get I go out on a high note. I do the Jerry Springer joint.
Here it is.
What's the question?
What we doing with the music?
We're doing a live performance.
When we gonna do that now?
I don't know. Is it a live performance or you email me the track? I think we're good. I think we're playing this John right now. Yeah, I think it's this wire right here. Let me just join.
You gonna blame the wire?
Yeah,
I blame.
It's definitely not my fault.
I blame the user.
It's definitely.
We seem to be experiencing some
No, we don't see.
Oh, you're not allowed to blame users.
Don't worry, I still think this is a professional show, guys.
Hey, guess what?
I remember my first radio show.
Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy.
Hey, we got the new track.
Here we go.
That's it.
Black Lives Matter.
There is no debate. You better relate to it because you might be next. Color doesn't matter to the one who signs the checks. It's all about the money. It's all about the power. Watching dirty politics, I'm gonna need a shower. Try not to devour the rhetoric that they're feeding you. They're treating you unequal. The people will start to see it too. We're not confused. They're sleeping on our intellect, thinking we don't understand the levels of their disrespect. That's why I'm hoping you're keeping your eyes woke, praying on my knees or my down here because I'm being choked. Tamir Rice, Sean Bell, and Mike Brown. Amadou Diallo were all shot down. Freddie Gray, Walter Scott, and John Crawford. Even Sandra Bland has died unlawful. Rakia Boyd, Eric Garner, and Trayvon. Young Mr. Martin was a victim. How are they wrong? Ayanna Jones, John Farrell, and Akai Gurley. I see my family. I wonder what the world sees. I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who's angry. You want to see some justice. The system wants to hang me. Because I'm a young black threat in America. Land of the liberty, home of the dead. Antoine Rose.
Good job, Irv.
Yo,
I can't. All right, there we go. Listen, man, we're gonna get the Black Lives Matter joint on the playlist.
We're gonna give it its proper due.
We're gonna get it on the playlist first and foremost. It will be a most slept on record that we will repeat. It sounded
shout
dope.
out the performance.
Salute to my guys in the background for trying to beatbox, but I kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what? It might be better that we just hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because he was saying a lot.
Y'all could just put on a beat.
Oh, you ready to go? You ready to go?
I mean, real talk.
You ready to go? Oh, I like that. Find a beat, cousin.
I got you. If there's one thing I do got, that's some beats on deck.
All right. So look, this most slept on radio.
But if it's playing through the same phone.
No, don't worry about that. It's a whole different category right over here.
I don't know what is happening on the phone side of things.
Nor do I.
Oh, okay. That's probably the problem.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. Next time we gonna run it through Irv, man. We ready?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Ellect, most slept on radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM.
Everybody's on a path to find a higher destiny. The more you travel down the road, the greater your intensity. It took a while to realize I'm fully mesmerized, battleized, and corporate guys cooked like a recipe.
Yeah. Wow.
Yo, I'm just chillin', freestyling with the homies, yo, I'm top billin'. They couldn't play my track, so I had to freestyle. Had to take it back, but I ain't mad, I just smile. I'm just coolin' in the chair, I'm just chillin' with my homies. Yeah, that's right, yeah, you know you cannot control me. I'm the nicest on the mic, and then my flow is get so right because this beat is just alright. But no, I'm gonna make it tight because I got the intellect, yeah, and I'm gonna get respect, yeah, and I'm gonna get the checks, yeah, I'm gonna get no, can't cuss, nah, I can't mess it up, nah, can't do number 1 through 15, nah, I'm just gonna live it up, gonna live it up, gonna rip it up, gonna kill it, gonna do this forever, yeah, you know I'm gonna live it, yeah, you know my intellect is above, yo, I fit it, yeah.
Hey,
no, you're surrounded by MCs, so you're good. I was
watching.
Irv, look at his lips, man. He look at his
I almost threw a shot. He started saying my intellect is above. I was about to say Big Cuz, but anyway.
Hey.
Yeah. We still here. You want another beat? Or you rolling?
We can do this.
Let's get another beat, man. We got a couple minutes, man. I hate to disappoint the Cuz. He asked for beats.
Right.
I'm trying to hear it.
Yeah, since the other tracks wouldn't play.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Tokyo.
That's a decent beat.
Most
slept on radio.
Live version.
February 17th, 1985 was the day that I decided it was time to be alive.
Okay.
Now I was steady kicking, trying to make a way outside so that I could get this mic in hand and start to vocalize.
Right.
Now 33 years later, I don't worry about the game. I claim my own name and real rappers do the same. It's time to bring a wake up to the fakes and all the lames, cause Mr. Tyson is here to drop the knowledge, bump the fame.
Right.
Cause everybody's on a path to find a higher destiny. The road you travel down the road, the greater its intensity.
Come on.
Yeah, took a while to realize our minds are mesmerized by the lies when Cobra guys who cooked it like a recipe. But if we stand together, we'll surely make it better. Forget the terror, I don't care who they say is our biggest fear. Allow me to clear your conscious atmosphere. I'm the virtuous lyricist, also known as DJ A to Ear. But don't be scared, kids. I'm not a terrorist, just got a lot of knowledge. Got you screaming for a therapist.
Right.
Pull up a chair and let's get real focused in. I'm about to pull the curtain. Now let the show just end.
Ellect! Yeah, man. See what I'm saying about
we're clapping
MCs?
it up for that, John. Yeah.
See what I'm saying about MCs? Irv, you got bars, Irv?
What?
You got bars?
Right now?
Go ahead. Right now.
I
Go
got
ahead.
more though.
Okay.
How for powers devoured our home. We're cowards that think that we're standing alone. An hour a day and everyone's home. Empower the way that you care for your own. I'm tired of seeing, killing and fleeing, the spilling of blood, the loss of a feeling. Emotions are high, filling the sky with prayers and dreams while angels fly. Now how can I do more than this? We're dying slow like open wrists. Watch the blood drip to the floor. It seems like we can't wait no more. The time is now, the end is near. It's time to move, let go of fear, or we will hear this softest sighs. Mother Earth is almost died.
Right. Right.
Do
See,
that.
Man, most slept on radio.
Most slept on
Uptown
radio.
WJYN, man. This is what we do on Most Slept On, though. I don't know if this your first time tuning in, but it better not be your last time, man. That was Ellect you were listening to. And as you can hear, short for intellect. And as you can also hear, he's a Tyson. There's a lot of brains in that family, man. Is that like a thing? Like, is everybody a genius in y'all lineage? Y'all like the Wayans over there? Like,
I mean,
everybody do the
we
same
just doing
thing?
our thing. Now, we all do different things, but no matter what, we try to excel.
Education is very heavy, or is it just to each his own? Or
I mean, yeah,
standouts?
that comes from my grandfather, Cyril DeGrasse Tyson. I mean, he did a lot of
Shout
work
out to
throughout
OJ.
Harlem, whether it was creating jobs, building platforms for education. I mean, one of the first students that came through his program called HARU was Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So
my guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of legacy whenever it comes to education, but also just doing your own thing.
What made you a historian? And it's crazy because you're like the best kind of historian, because you seem to feed so much into the history that we can prove and not the history that they feed us.
I mean, I don't know if I'm necessarily a historian. I just only know what I've been raised on.
You've been raised on a lot.
I mean, so that's all I know. And so
You
I'm just sharing.
you just ran down grandpa.
Thanksgiving dinner
that was
is
hard.
lit.
Yeah, like
Thanksgiving dinner is lit.
it gotta be.
Thanksgiving dinner is legitimately lit.
I would be in the corner. Like, I'm not sitting at that table. Like, I would just watch.
That's all you could do.
That's crazy though. That is vicious though, man. Oh,
what?
Speaking of Thanksgiving,
what happened?
So last year, for once, my mom and them was in town. They usually run out of town for Thanksgiving.
Right.
So last year they was in town. She decided she's not cooking a turkey, so she gets the deep fried turkey from Popeyes.
What? That's a thing,
bro.
I didn't know
from the
about
actual
this.
Popeyes.
It's like a deep fried Cajun.
Was it like a
turkey.
kind of Popeyes,
From
or was it a Popeyes?
From Popeyes.
From Popeyes, bro.
Oh,
They had
yeah?
turkey.
And it's everything.
I'm about to be cheap this year. Going
Everything.
down.
I'm just telling y'all.
I
On the
need
low
that.
ski, Oski, you know
I
what
didn't
I'm
see
saying?
that. I didn't see that advertised.
it was everywhere last year. And I was looking at. I judged her. I'm like, you going to do what? You lazy and da 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 da. When I ate it, I was like, yeah, sandwiches. Because that's what turkey's good for.
that,
2 days, maybe 3.
Facts.
Thanksgiving, and then sandwich day.
I mean, it's not much left after 3 days anyway.
Well, it's
I
usually.
mean, with your family, I'm sure they try to burn a lot of energy thinking.
Now, how early do y'all eat? Because I know, like, my girlfriend, they eat at like 1 o'clock, so I can hit the 1 o'clock early dinner, and then
That's
my
what older.
folks
That's
got,
what
like,
older black families do. Dinner time is lunch. It's right after
Yeah.
church. So on Thanksgiving, it don't change. Any big meal is right after church time. So it's around that time.
And
Like,
that food lasts for so long.
but my mom is flexible. Whenever she does it, her thing is just come. Like, she doesn't care. Like, it's hard because her kids run the streets anyway. Like, I'm going to football games, parades, and all type of nonsense anyway. So we not gonna be there till later. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So she just like the food to be out. We gonna bless the food at one point, and then the rest of the day just come make your plate. and it's plenty. So it's always love. It's not really structured like that anymore. You know, we got away from that at my mom's, but everybody else still runs the.
Also, if you need a place to go for Thanksgiving, hit us up, info@mosupton.com, info@mosupton.com. If you need a place to go. No, we definitely got a list of resources.
Do we?
Yeah, definitely.
Let me get that list too.
Info@mosupton.com.
Because one thing that I hate to see is people eating McDonald's and cheesesteaks on Thanksgiving, man.
No, there's places, there's a whole bunch, like community things, could be like churches. It don't have
Which
to be
is
a big
cool.
thing.
I just want a list. I
Yeah.
just want a list because I want people to have somewhere where they can.
We'll
get
put
one,
that on the
one good meal.
Philly Freedom Project page.
No, seriously, because I would love to feed everybody. I can't do it. Y'all can't even fit in the living room. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna. Maybe Irv crib. They Haitian. They know how to pack them in.
Oh no! My mom's house is small. She don't like people. I ain't going. Nah.
Your house is small and she don't like people.
It's a mixture of the two. I'm exaggerating. My mom's a wonderful woman. Shout out to my mom. Yeah.
I was about to say, if your mama listening, you not gonna ever see that at the Thanksgiving table. You tripping? Haitian moms don't play. My man is Haitian. His mom used to always make us eat, right?
Oh yeah.
But she had a trick to it. She used to be like, "It's okay, you don't have to pay for it," and it would guilt trip you. Like you feel like a nut. Like, I gotta get something. It used to be whamming. So.
I just know culturally, like if a woman offers you something and she cooked it, got it for you, take it, because they gonna remember the time you came over and you ain't eat, or remember the time I offered you something you ain't take it. They hold on to that. They bring it up years later.
Listen.
No, this is facts. This is facts.
I've seen some people's kitchens. I'm willing to have that argument the rest of my life.
He said, "I will take that risk."
You can talk about me every time you see me. Where's the cognac? No, I don't need no ice.
I ain't worried.
Not going near that kitchen. Talking about getting something out of it. No, I'm not doing that, man. We can argue about that every Christmas.
That's it.
I already ate. Why you eat knowing you was coming here? Because I knew I was coming here.
Yeah, this charge. You got to charge it to the game if it's.
Some houses you go to the holidays just to drink, man. I'm just saying, like. It is what it is. Somehow you stay on the porch.
Dude, Thanksgiving after party's all right. That's what I was saying.
No.
Their after party be crazy because after the drinks come out and the football game's over, they probably still hanging around, talking like that, whatever.
Bill Nye's still turning it up.
Yeah, because your uncle hang with Bill Nye, and Bill Nye was like the OG. Everybody, you ever? I don't mean to be fanboy, but you ever meet Bill Nye?
He's at Thanksgiving.
He said he's at Thanksgiving.
No, that's
real. Can I pull
real.
up? What's up? What's up with the after hour?
You are not about to ruin a Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna come up with a bottle.
No, we had an undisclosed location.
I want to meet Bill Nye.
His uncle got rat beef. They not letting no randoms in.
Like,
they no randoms get
just
to
be
come
walking
and you
in this
beefing in
crib.
these streets. Crazy,
undisclosed
man.
location.
You might be one of Sean's. What's up?
You gonna come
B.O.B.
in
might
there
be one
talk
of
about you
B.O.B.'s
the biggest
people.
cuz there was. They go like, rapper.
Oh,
No,
you gotta get out.
no.
You gotta get out. You gotta get
I'll
out.
come up with a better story than that.
You go. Hi, I'm Michael. Love Michael. You gotta cut your hair too.
Oh man.
Nah, I'll just get it tight. I'll tighten it up. Don't worry about it.
You tighten it up. Get you a Bill Nye.
I could waft it.
Waft. Is that what that's called? Wafting.
It's like a waft.
You know what wafting sounds like?
Kinda.
All right, cool.
Whoa.
Then we gonna skip it. I think it's on the list.
Okay. Word. That escalate sounds explicit.
I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
Yo.
Kay, you still with us, Kay?
Is that a number 6?
You
good, Kay?
Oh, all right.
We good.
We good? All right.
Hold on. We could code the words and just say the numbers.
We could do that, but that's too much like work. Not doing all that.
All right. Well,
It just sounds
it's 2
like
hours out your life to watch your mouth, cuz.
it just sounds like
2
saying the
hours out
numbers
your
with
life a
extra
week.
steps.
we've been good for so long. Yeah, we got this candy up here.
We do great, man.
Because it's Halloween.
But no,
yeah.
listen. What'd you have to say, Kay?
I was going to say, my conundrum was, is this
Cuz, write that
weekend
down.
coming up still Halloween?
Like,
Because-
can you still go to Halloween parties?
No, it's a
Right,
Wednesday.
because
You get
it's a
before and after.
Wednesday.
You get the week before, the week after. It's a perfect balance.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, you get both weeks.
Oh, all right. See, I'm already looking forward to the night before Thanksgiving.
Right.
Biggest drinking night of the
We
year.
have a show that night.
Where?
The night before Thanksgiving.
Where? Oh, we have a show. Yeah, well, guess
And
what?
I was so okay. I was
Guess
like,
who's going to be fired up?
I was so okay. I was like, why don't we do Thanksgiving here? And she's like, what? What do you mean? I got my head shoot off.
I think that's just an
bring it
excuse
up.
to make me cook. Like,
Yo,
First
of all, we are not eating a Thanksgiving meal on air, cuz.
right.
We have to talk. This is not a podcast, yo.
We can talk about the food.
Like,
I mean,
they can't see us enjoying stuffing.
I mean, I can multitask. I'm just.
All right, well, we going
Irv's
go to
I'm all with
Wahlburgers.
it.
We gonna make a Wahlburger run and get the Thanksgiving burger for everybody, and we gonna eat burgers. At least we can just one hand that situation. Y'all trying to have whole plates. Look, cuz is serious. He want to have a potluck.
I'm with it.
Look, before we get too out of control, because we running short on time, Ellect, let the people know how to reach you, where they can find your YouTube video, what they can find it under, how they could get a curriculum, all of that.
I mean, yeah, you could just hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter, Ellect ELLECT 217 ELLECT 217. Yeah, so
that's on everything.
Yeah, that's the most direct way to get at me. Go up and find Just Listen Entertainment, JUSLISTENENT.
Yeah, plug with Just Listen. From what I hear, they doing a lot of big things, a lot of major things that make a lot of sense. And everybody runs around, and I get the question all the time about how can you this and how can you that. Listen to these people we interview and show up. Figure out things that fit your preference. Support. Do something.
Exactly. Do the legwork.
Yeah, that's how we all. That's the only thing that got any of us in this room anywhere in life.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
that's all facts.
And Ellect is a testament to that because he didn't just do the leg work. He does the mental work, which is kind of already put on him by lineage. But then he also, you know what I mean. Then he taught himself things. He teaches other people things. He goes above and beyond what most people would do for what they so-called want to do in life.
And above and beyond is the only way to get ahead.
And that's important, man. And that's what I want people to get from all of this because we joke a lot and we have fun. But I like to get the good points out, and then I want to have fun. But please believe that everybody that we bring through here, Most Slept On Radio, is here for a reason. They are the most slept on people in the area and beyond. We've had a couple out of towners. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We got you back.
Hey, shit like that.
You was something like an out of towner for a while.
I lived in Florida for 2.5 years, and I just recently moved back, and I'm glad to be home.
Were you following any sports teams and stuff, or was you?
Listen, I missed the Super Bowl because I was running the session. I was in the studio with a bunch of these 19-year-old cats. Yo, shout out to them cats though. They can rhyme. They didn't have like a group name or nothing, but they can rhyme though. They have some things, you know.
Them cats.
He said I missed the Super Bowl because I was in.
Oh no! And the worst part is when I finally left and got to the bar, the clock had just ran out. And it was an Eagles-friendly bar, so everybody's lost their mind. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, yo, I missed. And everyone looked at me like, yo, where were you at? This is your city. And I'm sitting here almost shedding a tear. Just one single teardrop falling down my face. And
for the love of music, boy.
I should have been drunk on top of an ice cream truck with half a 40-ounce in this hand, half a cheesesteak in the other hand, singing "We Are the Champions" somewhere on Diamond Street. That's what should have happened.
I mean, if you an Eagles fan, that's where you should have been because you know y'all might not get another one.
Don't do that to me.
All right,
it's true.
See how long this one took.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
It's true.
Cuz, what you got to say, man? What you got coming up, man? Anything?
Just want to shout out you for doing another great show. Shout out Ellect coming through.
Yeah.
Irv in the building, KK back there. Shout out Teef down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Everyone that's been a part of this situation and helping the situation grow. Stay tuned. We got a lot of great things coming up on the radio station. info@mostslepton.com. info@mostslepton.com. And just shout out everybody that's enjoying themselves for this holiday. Enjoy how you get it how you live, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Last words?
I got some things coming up.
Let's go.
I got a small business resource fair coming up on November 13th. That's over at Orinoco Civic House. It's really close to the intersection of Kensington and Somerset.
Right.
So if you go there, you look at the big building that's right next to it. That's where it's at. Go there. You can get all these resources from the Commerce Department, financial resources, technical assistance, help writing a business plan, finding market research, all of that. So check that out. That's November 13th from 9 to 11.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and catch me on Friday, Flyboy Friday, Galago Air Radio, every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m., man. The best happy hour in the world on the best station outside of 98.5 FM. And that's it, man. We'll be back next week, man, 7 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday. Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN, 98.5 FM. Thank you for listening.
Clap it up.
Irv, you're good. You're off. You're off. You're good.
Hey, you want to take pictures? Hey!
What?
Yeah, thanks for the performance. That was a good pickup.
Yo, yes.